Well, we did it, guys. We got her out for a drive, but first up, let's go through what I did for the wiring to fix that triggering issue. Then we'll get out for the drive. Alright guys, I've been reading up a little bit about the whole shielding of the wiring. If you don't know, with the Subarus, the connector on this side has cam, crank and knock sensors in it, which are all shielded. And it has an earth here, which is the shielding, it's the shielding ground, which goes onto the head. Now apparently when you go to an aftermarket computer, they want all of that to be sent back to the ECU. So what we need to do is get this ground, send it through this connector, get the shielding off one of these and put it through the spare one so they join together. So now the whole wiring loom for the cam, crank and knock are all shielded and not earthed at this end, only earthed out at the ECU, or grounded, same. So I've got the ground going through the connector now. Now we can strip back the wiring and tie them together. Good. Hopefully this fixes the issue. Alright, so I got the wire, the shielding wire out and looped it around, connected it. It would have been too hard just to do it that short distance, so yeah, we'll get that all back together, tap that all up, and then we'll do the engine harness side. Alright guys, I've been thinking about this. I don't have the knock sensor connected to the Haltech because the Elite 550 doesn't have a knock sensor. Now we have 3 shielded wires here going into this one, so I'm going to actually remove the knock sensor one because I don't want to be interfering with that, so might have issues connecting knock sensor to the Haltech, but it's still getting feedback to the stock ECU. So I'm not going to cut that. I'll leave it there. I'll mount it back onto the head, but I'll remove the other 2. So we're just having the cam and the crank going back to the Haltech. Does that make sense? But I feel if I just went straight onto that, I'd have issues. Not only with the Haltech, but with the knock sensor of stock ECU. So that's the knock, I believe. Yep. So I'll chop these 2 off. Cool. Alright. We will get... If you don't know what the shielding looks like, guys. Alright. So the black one and the grey one are cam and crank. And on the inside there's a sheath of wire. When it comes out, you just twist it and it ends up being like that. And then you can put a terminal on it or whatever and ground it out. So we're going to join that with that one. Boop. And then we should be good. And then I'll earth this one back to the head because that's the knock sensor. Alright, so I've isolated both of the groundings, so knock, can't touch cam and crank. Right, so now we'll put these all together, put it back through, and we'll get that back onto the head. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that we won't have any interference, and we'll be able to rev it up and not lose home or trigger. Tomorrow after work, let's fire up and see if we have those issues still. If we still have home and trigger leaving the chat, we're going to look at the air gap on the sensors. The next thing would be to replace the sensors. It's already working fine until we get up there. So hopefully that's the fix, and we can bring the filters off in the software and actually go for a drive. If it works, we'll be going for a drive in this episode. So you would already know if it works because I would have put me driving at the start of the episode. Alright guys, it's the next day. Let's see if this shielding ground has done the job. Alright, let's see how she goes starting. I've got to give it throttle. I don't think we got to a calibration. Right, transient throttle is not helping with startup. Alright, we've got an idle now. Definitely a transient throttle. Might have to see if we can turn that off until there's a certain amount of run time. I don't know. Alright guys, we are not losing home signal now. I did it. There we have it, boys. We did it. It was the shielding. Got it up to 4,000. No loss in voltage. Didn't lose sync. Sick. Alright guys, that was it. It was the shielding. It was the original Subaru shielding that was causing the issue. The Haltech did not like it. Let's have a look. We revved it up to around 4,000. I did actually get it over 4,000 there, 4,000. No voltage drops. Didn't lose home angle. We did it a few times. Sounded great. Now I'm having an issue with transient throttle. On cold start, does not like it. I've got to work that out and then we can go for a drive. Alright guys, it's the next night. I'm going to be working on cold start because the transient throttle is messing it up. So I've got to play around with the transient throttle. So I'll probably do hopefully 2, 3 cold starts and then should be good. I can't go for a drive tonight, don't have any fuel. We'll get some fuel tomorrow. Alright, got 5 litres to go in. Alright, we'll get the filter back on and going to work on cold start a little bit still. Alright, we're logging. Let's see if we can get a cleaner start. Put my foot on the throttle. We are rich. There's a weird noise coming from under the dash. I've never heard it before. Alright, temp is slowly going up. We're running a lot smoother. A few little dips here and there. You can probably hear that sound on the recording. I've never heard that before. Sounds like it's coming from behind the dash. Alright, we are moving up into these cells. We're at 55. So now we should start to get transient throttle enrichment. Let's see how this one goes. We had a really good start though. Very happy with how it started. Alright, we're at 82. I'm going to start logging. I'm going to back it out. See how we go. I'll put you guys on the dash. We've got that clutch adjusted. Battery tender is disconnected. See how this transient throttle goes. So much better. This really needs a wash. It was good. We'll stop the log. Alright, it's about 7:45 on Saturday night. Let's warm her up and take her for a drive. Alright, she started really good. About 1 minute into the start. And don't have the foot on the throttle. The wideband is moving a bit. You might be able to see that. Coming down pretty low. I'm not 100% sure why, but I need to wait for this temperature to come up before we can move it really. This transient throttle really isn't doing anything until we're at like 70 degrees. Ooh, alright guys, this is the first drive with the new exhaust, new injectors, changing the idle because we don't have a leak, adjusting the clutch. I'm pretty nervous. Transient throttle is on now. It is actually above 60 degrees. We're nearly at 70. Everything is down. I'm not going to be getting into much boost because if you remember I had to shorten the intercooler pipe and I haven't bead rolled 2 of the pipes yet. So we'll probably have a boost pipe pop off. Alright. I'm going to start logging. It's not going to be a long one, guys. It's not going to be long at all. Oil pressure's good. No stupid driving. gear. Fourth gear. Starting to rain. It's good. Second gear. That wasn't good. U-turn. Head back. See how the exhaust sounds on the flat. That guy just cut the corner. Right. Get on the load now. That intake sounds good. Right, let's hear the exhaust. Second. Not too bad. Alright guys, we finally went for a drive. I'll have a look at the log and see if I can change anything. Second gear with a bit of throttle wasn't too good, but I think we are close to taking it to the dyno.